Well, we've entered the 11th hour of this Greek crisis, and we urge the Greek government to do a deal before it's too late. We hope for the best, but we now must be prepared for the worst. And in the United Kingdom, we've taken the measures to increase our economic security so we can deal with risks like this from abroad. And clearly now we must go on and complete that plan.
Yo estoy preocupado, se lo tengo que reconocer. Creo que estamos en un momento delicado, Todo el mundo quiere llegar a un acuerdo, pero evidentemente aquí también hay unas reglas que se tienen que cumplir.
The Latvian presidency has steered negotiations on FC regulation since the initial tabling of the proposal in January up to reaching political compromise. It was supported by the Council, and the European Parliament will vote on it next week. The Council attained general approach on banking structural reforms.
I am pleased that ministers approved the country-specific recommendations proposed by the Commission on 13th of May. The recommendations this year are fewer and more focused, concentrating on the important reforms that can be implemented by Member States over the coming 12 to 18 months. ECOFIN also discussed the action plan adopted by the Commission on Wednesday to improve corporate taxation in Europe, making it fairer, more efficient and more growth-friendly. Today, ECOFIN, following the European Commission's recommendations, decided to abrogate Malta and Poland from excessive deficit procedures.
We also had the adoption of the Council conclusions on Capital Markets Union. It was very clear, the conclusions, this has to be a project for all 28, and I very much see it as a classic single market project for all 28.
Die hebben ze weggestoken, die zeggen zo.
we can expect next?
It depends. I don't think anything will happen by the end of the month. Everybody's hopeful, but I don't think so. I don't think anything will happen. However, nobody wants to pull the plug as of today. Everybody would give all the time necessary till the end of the month. I think what I've asked is that there should be more information. I mean, perhaps not of today, but by the end of the month, I think the people, both in Greece and in all Euro countries, ought to know what has taken place, what has been offered, whether how watered down the conditions have become, and what has the Greek government accepted or did not accept. And because public opinion needs to know, and that would also influence the events themselves. I don't think Greece wants to get out of the euro, neither does the Greek government. However, the actions and the situations are leading to that.
Are the creditors all on the same page?
Yes, in different degrees, obviously, but yes, on the same page, in the sense of even though the Greek minister came up with a sort of a last-minute plan, which nobody knows the details of, nobody wanted to discuss it. We wanted to keep to the same conditions as before, in the sense of give it to the technical people from the three institutions, and they will see for themselves, and they'll tell us what has been offered.
So Mr. Varoufakis submitted something, or tried to submit something, in the meeting today?
Yes, indeed, he has. Yes.
You refused to discuss it. The ministers refused to look at it.
I mean, there's no papers, no numbers. You just hear something like that.
So it was a
and you're not going to have a presentation. You know, and again, the condition was that the technical people who really are the professional people who do that are from the three institutions. So that's the order of things, you know. I mean, prime ministers have their finance ministers to represent them, and we have the institutions to represent us. Now, obviously, when then there is the stalemate and the end is there, then obviously everything must come up with all the information. So, yes, they refused to do that, but for a reason.
So coming back to the fact which we were speaking about, of the need for information. So this means that many member states are saying that they were kept out of the loop, and it's time that they know what's happening and not have a disclosure which is selective. France, Germany and the Commission.
This is a delicate situation because normally negotiations, even between unions and employers, any type of negotiation, are carried out in secrecy for a reason, that they are not influenced by outside, you know. However, if they are successful, that's fine. But if they are not successful, if there is a stalemate, then things have to come up.
Consult.
Because, no, in the sense, do the Greek people know what the Greek government has offered or being offered? Do the Europeans in the euro area? No, they don't. So, fine, maybe up to now it was justified. But I'm seeing that the time for transparency and giving out all the information, I think will do good so that we'll decide at the political level whether Greece should be sort of helped in spite of whatever they're being offered, or else it's their fault and we're very sorry. I mean, it's a family.
Are you actually backing the Commission, the institutions in their negotiations at this point, if they're keeping everything to themselves?
No, it's part of the conditions
but from now
which
on?
are during negotiation. If they are still hopeful in the sense of, you know, there's the end of the month, it's not today. So nobody wants to say, look, that's today, let's pull the plug, because it's obvious there's no time. No. We'll keep up till the end of the month, always being hopeful. Nobody wants Greece to get out, neither the Greek government, but that's what's going to happen if nothing happens.
Next step is the summit, or there will be something in between?
It was not mentioned, but we are all on standby, because if the situation continues to deteriorate, and it is deteriorating fast, then we could be called any day.
Any talk on capital controls?
No. But situation is bad. Everybody knows that.
Do you think they're going to need to impose capital controls before June 30th?
Nobody can say that. I mean, nobody knows. But, you know, I mean, I don't want to speculate on that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Regrettable to say that too little progress has been made in the talks between the institutions and Greece, and that no agreement as yet is in sight.
There's not much time left to avoid the worst. In the coming days, therefore, decisions have to be taken.
We are waiting. On est dans une situation d'attente. The institutions have put together some very sensible proposals.
The EFSF has disbursed to Greece 131 billion euro. We therefore own about 40% of Greek public debt, and we are the largest creditor. As you know, there's the last EFSF tranche of 1.8 billion euro available for Greece if the review is concluded successfully.